Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of our new choice podcast. So, as usual, I'm joined here with Regina.
Hello.
So, and
Hello, everyone.
and my name is Brandon. Um, if you've watched the first episode, you understand that we are the owners and heads of Choice Language Club. I'm the native teacher here, and Regina is our director. So, Regina, how are you today?
Very sad.
Very sad. Why very sad?
Before our episode, I got message from the accountant about new taxes.
New taxes again?
No, you know that now taxes got higher, and now I know how much to pay. Very sad before the episode.
You can tell me after the episode.
Yes. So at least you will be cheerful in this episode.
Yeah.
If I start crying accidentally in the middle of episode, I apologize.
Please don't start crying. So, all right, so that's supposed to happy and you look
Yeah.
happy and joyful. So no thinking of taxis for the next 30 minutes, I would say. So what's our plan today? So last episode we talked about the opening of the school. We didn't get to finish that story, but we'll finish it at another time. I don't want to bore everyone with the 10-year history straight off the bat of Choice. So I think we got through about the first year. So I think that's good enough. So what's our topic for today?
Today we're going to talk about how to become fluent English speaker.
How to become fluent, yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, yeah, that's a lot of times when I get students. Usually the students who come to me, they're of a higher level. I would say most students start with me maybe intermediate level, but I ask to get upper intermediate, advanced, and that's one of the first things they say. So, what's your goal with English? And they say, oh, I want to be fluent. And my first reaction is, yeah, because it's hard. It's hard, and that's I think putting a lot of pressure on yourself to have that as your number one goal, and it puts a lot of pressure on me as the teacher to understand that that's your goal. So what's your opinion in living in Chelyabinsk? Do you think it's possible for somebody to become fluent in English?
I became.
You became.
I think yes, and we have a lot of students who became fluent,
Yeah.
who came like with zero level and became fluent English speaker. I think it doesn't matter where you live. Of course, if you live somewhere in the US States, easy and faster.
I live in Russia. I'm not fluent in Russian.
Yeah, but because you don't study Russian.
I study it, live it.
Oh,
A little.
no.
Huh?
You know, there should be a program, structure, which, of course, if you live in the USA and you study English and you have English all around you and you communicate with people, of course, it's easy.
Yeah.
In Chelyabinsk, you should understand that it will take longer.
It takes a lot longer, and you need a lot more effort.
And a lot.
So you're not going to become fluent in any language just studying it a couple times a week, and I don't know, maybe watching a video or something.
So for me, as we have had school for almost 12 years, and we taught a lot of people and saw a lot of people and a lot of cases, I can say that the thing that disturbs the most is trying to find an easy way.
Yeah.
Like,
We all want the easy way.
yes, people come and they want some magic pills that they will take and um, start speaking English. They watch all these things on the internet, advices. It's the same like with losing weight.
Learning English in 3 months.
Yes, learn English by watching video, learn English by singing a song, learn English by, I don't know, sleeping with the student book under your pillow. And like people, as I said, it's like with losing weight. People see these videos on social networks about losing weight, and where people say, "Oh, eat everything with my special program, and you will lose a lot of weight." And people buy it and believe it because they want something like magic in their life. But the reality is so that you need to work hard.
Yeah, I would say if you want to become fluent in the language, you kind of need to do all those things that you said. So
Yeah.
you need to study English. You need to listen to music, watch TV series, films, sleep with the book under your pillow. Like you have to do all of it. And furthermore, you need to really include English into your life. Like it really needs to become a part of your life. My friends and the students who we have or have had, who I could say became fluent enough in English. That's what they did. They made it a point and not even serious about it. I think that's maybe another thing. It's like you have to take that pressure off of yourself to become fluent and just let it happen. Do the things, put in the effort, but don't put so much pressure on yourself to be like, oh, I gotta be fluent, I gotta be fluent, I gotta be fluent. Just let the process work, stick with the process, and just let it happen.
Yeah, I agree. And I had a lot of cases. I remember students when I taught them who came to me with their magic program. It was my favorite type of student. For example, I had one student, she came and said her level was elementary, so basically zero. And she came and sorry, and she came and told, I don't want to use a book. I don't want to write anything.
I
No,
don't want to learn.
I don't want to write. I don't want to read. I don't want the book. I just want you to speak English with me, and that's how I learn. How can I speak English with someone who doesn't know English? Like, okay, I will sit and speak, and what would she do? She doesn't know words. She doesn't know anything. She can't make a sentence. She can't make a question. So, okay, I don't argue with such students. In the past, especially, I didn't argue. Okay, but I knew from the beginning that it wouldn't work. And I try to explain a person that it doesn't work this way. Of course, they don't believe me. And I remember she studied maybe for 3 months. She didn't see the progress and left. And of course, she didn't see the progress because in such structure, there wouldn't be any progress
Yeah.
in this situation.
That's another thing about anyways, 3 months, yeah, maybe 3 months of no progress, yeah, but 3 months is not a big enough window anyways. And that's another issue that people have is they just don't have the patience. To go from zero to not even fluency, but like being able to communicate in English your thoughts and your opinions correctly, it's years of learning and studying. And a lot of people, I guess it goes back to these internet advertisements, learn English in 3 months and everything, that they get in their head that they can learn it very quickly. And if you look, I have some good friends who studied at the school, and I hope to have them on this program in a later time. Now they have really good English. So for example, Ivan. So hi, Ivan. I hope you're watching. Ivan started choice at zero, if I'm correct. He started in beginner level and just really, really just loved the process of learning English. And I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years of studying. And now he's in a point where it's really, really good English.
And I couldn't say that like she studied very hard.
He didn't study hard.
Gave 2 lessons twice a week.
Yeah.
Studied in a group.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was like studying English every day, private lessons.
Yeah. But he came to the speaking clubs also. We formed our curling team. Our curling team is completely in English. We go out and hang out. Now we travel together. So he has these English moments. It's not only the 2 hours of studying, but the lessons kind of built the foundation to where excuse me, to where he could learn it and then practice it and understand it. And then so he kind of did all of that. And in the end, he can. But he didn't after a year, like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, and and quit. So it's you got to be patient as well.
Yes. And also understand that it's time. I always give example that it's the same like we study Russian. For example, a child was born, child doesn't know any language. And slowly we start learning it naturally because we live in an environment and children have different like set of mind, maybe like the children don't need to understand like why should I say this way. So children, they just listen and use it. But anyways, if we look at a child, like for example 2 years old, how does child speak? Like with grammar mistakes,
Yeah.
with bad pronunciation, confuses words, and so on. Then slowly, we start speaking better and better and better and better. And it's the same like studying for a language. I even have a video made for our school where I said like decide your level find out your age by your level. And like the same you develop, for example, at the beginning you speak like 5 year, then older, and each level is different age. And also to show people that it's time. Our brain doesn't work this way that you can just take a language, learn it for a week and start using it.
Yeah.
Because our brain needs to put language in a long-term memory.
Yeah.
And we always study. For example, I have been studying English since I don't know how old I was. Seriously, maybe from 16. I was 16. Now I'm 35, by the way.
Giving your age on camera?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I can say that I know all English and all words and expressions.
I'm a native speaker. I don't know all English and expressions. So I teach us. So we teach the British books here, and there's a lot of times where I see a phrase and have to like Google it to see what it means because it's a British phrase, or sometimes in the books they give the proper phrase, the book phrase, but the street phrase is completely different.
Or for example, I have a daughter and I do English homework with her. And in these English books that they use at public schools, there are crazy words. Sometimes it's not only I don't know this word in English, I don't know this word in Russian.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why they give such strange vocabulary for children. But it's really like some tools that you never use.
Yeah.
It's so it's crazy.
I had just yesterday. I was teaching a lesson, and for homework, I gave them they needed complete the idiom, and they hadn't seen these idioms before. And I told them to use Google to help them if they need. And one of the phrases was it scared the blank out of me. And
I have only one word in my
and all the students wrote this one word, and I said, so what do you have for the answer? They said scared the shit out of me. And I was like, yes, but remember, this is an English book. And
what was the word?
scared the life out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I would never guess.
damn.
And there's one problem here. You need to always work on your vocabulary, maybe even if your level is very good to read books and so on. The other thing, for example, I will care about pronunciation. And as I always joke that I learned my pronunciation from Lavrov.
Ah, is he the one who did the sports, like something like rash?
To speak from my
From my heart. Yeah. Is that Lavrov?
I don't him. I
I don't.
so
Okay.
yeah, but like if you listen to his speech, he has very good level of English. But how he speaks, like he doesn't care about pronunciation, and I think it's fine. Like when he comes to meetings with representatives from different countries, everyone knows that he's from Russia.
Yeah.
There is no point to try to make you speak like American and so on.
That's one of the things that annoys me the most is not when students want to do it, but so a lot of times, students, you'll come and you'll say, I don't want a Russian accent. And my immediate response, why? Love your accent, embrace your accent. It's who you are. And the other is, there's no such thing as a proper, like a correct English accent. So my accent, I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I've lived in Russia for quite some time. So I have developed a little bit of a Russian like twang in my accent. And of course my family and friends let me know about it every time, I talk to them. But so I live in Richmond. My accent is a Richmond, Virginia accent. If you go 15 minutes outside of my city, the accent changes. And it's like that everywhere in England, in the USA. We can understand where someone is from based on their accent.
Oh, in English, it's very crazy.
Yeah.
For example, people from Wales, I don't understand them at all.
Remember we were in Liverpool. I didn't we were in the pub in Liverpool, and they closed the kitchen, and I couldn't understand that they closed the kitchen because the guys what? Luckily, he was being nice. He was offering to make us a pizza. He's like, I can make you a pizza, but I didn't understand. Yeah.
No, we know this one.
Yeah, pizza. Oh, okay. Is that huh? 10 minutes. Okay. So, yeah. So it's so there is no English accent, and also as a native speaker, it sounds so fake when someone is speaking. Like when a Russian person, like you sometimes can listen to like these reels on Instagram where it's tips, English teaching tips. And the woman speaking is Russian with this super fake American accent. And it just hurts my ears when I hear it. And so someone who learns English and tries so hard, for one thing, they're wasting their time with the pronunciation, like you said, the sound authentic. And another thing, when you go to the countries, England, the USA, it just sounds terrible. And just enjoy your Russian accent. You're a Russian, or from wherever you are watching this. Embrace your accent. It's who you are. It's where you're from, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. So, and in fact, we think the Russian accent is beautiful. We don't think American accent is beautiful. We think that it's something exotic and foreign and wonderful about the Russian accent. Go with it.
Yeah. So so the point is that you shouldn't waste so much time trying to make your English perfect, to like make your pronunciation perfect, grammar perfect, everything. You should spend your time on practicing speaking. Like practice, speak. And that's the other thing. Like when people say, "Oh, I learn English with apps." And what's the point? I don't understand. What's the point of learning English with apps? Where is practicing speaking? And
Yeah.
just to learn words gives you nothing, absolutely nothing. I can write you right now a list of words. I can guarantee in a week you won't remember this word.
Yeah.
Like because you don't use them in speaking.
Yes.
The same, like as I said at the beginning, like when a child learns language, the child learns it naturally by speaking and listening, not by when you are 2 year old, you don't open a book and study word. Yeah, of course you should study words, but like you should why I always say that studying with the book is better, because when you have a book, you the people from Oxford and Cambridge, they're very smart people, but this is, and so they create the book so that, for example, you learn some words and then you meet these words during the book.
Yeah. And same with the grammar, so it kind of builds up.
Yeah, they
off
put
of
these
the-
words in text and listening. So you constantly hear the same word, you meet this word, and that's how this word comes to your life and start using it. If you just took a separate word and like learned it and that's it, you will never use this word.
Yeah.
And it's pointless, absolutely pointless.
Yeah. So I came up with, in my opinion, what are the 3 biggest mistakes that people make when learning English to try to get to this fluency level. So first mistake, we touched on a little bit. So I have grammar addiction. So, and by grammar addiction, what this means people get so focused on learning the grammar that they don't think about, the other parts involved. So they want to master the grammar before they do anything. And would you agree? Is that
Yes, I had a student who came to me with the a big notebook where he had all grammar rules written. His level was elementary. I asked him why did he study past perfect continuous? He can't say anything.
yeah.
His level was elementary. He didn't know vocabulary. So this notebook that he studied grammar or wrote everything gave him nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I can also say I didn't write in one of the mistakes because we're talking about being fluent. But as far as learning English in general, you kind of have the opposite end of this, where people are like, I don't need grammar. So, like in Russian, we have 3 tenses. So I can say everything in English in 3 tenses. I could say past simple, future simple, and past simple. I don't need any of the other stuff.
Yeah, we have 3 tenses, but how they change?
Yeah,
Oh,
you have all the tenses, maybe more tenses. It's just not called a tense in Russian.
yeah, and like for example, when I taught people English, for example, I was explaining difference between present simple and present continuous. I always give examples from Russian language, and like in Russian language, we get present simple and present continuous
Yeah.
equivalent.
And present perfect.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Like, and you can even show it from translation, and so it's a mistake. We just we don't differentiate it, but we have different endings and so on.
Yeah. I mean, of course, when you start learning English, you can communicate enough in the 3 tenses. You just can't have a conversation.
Yeah.
So, but you can travel and use the 3 tenses if you know enough vocabulary and you know the 3 tenses. It's possible to travel to get the things that you need and everything. But as far as if you want to actually know English, you got to have all the grammar.
Yeah, especially like I always say, you can use 3 tenses in your speech, it's fine. But people who you are going to communicate with, they're not gonna use that.
Yeah.
And like after they say, I had been
Yeah.
doing something, you will be like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
If I were you. All right, so that was mistake number 1 that I had: grammar addiction. People who focus way too much on grammar. Mistake number 2, fear of speaking. And this is a very, very common. I guess you can't really consider it a mistake, because if you're scared of speaking, you're scared of speaking. I guess the mistake is to just not speak because you're scared of speaking.
What I came to the conclusion about this, like fear of speaking. So I think that you should start speaking with a person who you're comfortable with. It's the same again. I will give example with children, because children, small children, they don't like strangers.
Yeah.
They usually like, oh my,
Yeah.
and so the same, they communicate, but with their close family. So the same with studying English. You should find the person you are comfortable with and train speaking with this person.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing that a lot of people just think it's strange. So I guess living in Chelyabinsk, or I guess any city in Russia, maybe Moscow, St. Petersburg different, but any like average sized city, it's probably hard to find people, native speakers, to speak English with. And so so you need to do it with Russian people. And a lot of people just like, oh, it's strange to speak English with a Russian person because we can speak Russian. But you just got to set that rule, make a time, say, let's meet once a week for pizza and just speak English.
Or find an online friend.
Yeah, find an online friend. Go with a friend to a speaking club. There's a lot of speaking clubs that you can go to. We have a speaking club from time to time, by the way.
By the way, I had a student who I recommended to find a friend online to practice English. And she found a friend online, got married, and moved to the USA.
Perfect. So I guess she's fluent now, right? Yes. So practicing speaking can change your life. So, but speaking club is a good thing. Go with a friend to a speaking club. I guess most people who learn English probably have another friend who's learning English somewhere, and just go with them. And so you kind of have your comfort zone, comfort bubble, and just try to speak. Maybe start with just listening, speaking in your head while you're at the speaking club. And when we have speaking clubs, I can usually tell the people who are like super nervous, and I don't pick on them. I don't say, you start talking. So, yeah, so I can understand, and then just slowly, as they come more and more and more, they start speaking more, and then I start asking them questions, and so they kind of lose that fear. So. All right, mistake number 3. This I think, as far as becoming fluent, is the biggest mistake that holds people back, is inconsistency. And by inconsistency, I mean people who get really, really motivated. They sign up for lessons. They study for 1 to 3 months and then stop. And they say, "Oh, I'm busy." And then a year later, contact again. "Oh, I'm ready to study again." And you make zero progress in that. So you always end up studying the same level.
I usually stop such people. We have a client. He came to study in a group. A group studies twice a week, and he came to me and said, "Oh, I want also private lessons. Study in a group twice a week, and other days private lessons with Michael." It's our other foreign teacher. And I told him, "Stop, stop, stop." I said, your level is 0. You started studying. Like, stop consistently coming to a group at least twice a week. Like, visit every lesson in a group. Don't miss classes. And then slowly you can, if you feel that you want, you can add another lesson. Because I know how this happens. He would take a lot of private lessons, study in a group. It would last maybe a month, and then goodbye. I
Yeah.
don't do English anymore.
Um, yeah, you just gotta stay with it. And if you're busy, just don't study 5 days a week. Have one lesson a week, if that's what, and then just include English in your life. We have YouTube, we have the internet. Like I said, there's speaking clubs on the weekends for different places, and read a book in English. You don't have to give 100% all the time, but you need to stay with it if your goal is to become fluent. And that mistake number 4, which I didn't come with, but I thought of it as we were talking. Don't make being fluent your goal, your immediate goal, because I think that puts too much pressure on yourself. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, just learn English, and as it comes, it comes. I think the students that we have one group that's now studying proficiency level. This group has been studying, geez, I don't even know, 6-7 years together.
Don't scare people.
No, they do it. We just repeat books. They did advanced, and then advanced again, and then advanced plus, and then advanced plus again, and then now proficiency, because they just love it. And I can guarantee that none of those students, when they first started studying English with us at Choice, thought about being fluent in English. So, and it just happened. They just enjoyed the process, and just they level up. So they didn't put so much pressure on themselves in that. They just like studying English, and now they have a very good level of English. And that's the group where we learn different vocabulary. A lot of times I have to Google it because living in Russia, I don't get to use such big words all the time.
Talked about the importance of grammar. I remember the one I had.
ICAT. Yeah.
we had one student and her mom said like, why do you study grammar? Maybe you just like make you speak with some sentences, learn something. For example, she can say I cat.
Yeah.
Also, Paris is the capital of London. Yes. So
So okay, we'll finish it.
yes, I guess to sum up, it's possible, for sure. It's possible to become fluent in a language, not living in the country. A lot of people think you have to live in that country. It's possible. It's not easy, and it can't be done quickly. So, but if you enjoy it, if you enjoy the process, study, practice, speak, cover all the bases, you can do it. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So, as usual, we try to make these podcasts around 30 minutes. So I think we're right around 30 minutes, so we can finish it up. If you liked this podcast and actually watched it to the end, thank you. And we will release these weekly. And yeah, I forget what the topic is for next. Next episode is my life in Russia. So if you want, Regina's gonna kind of be interviewing me, asking me different questions about maybe some situations or some issues or some things I don't like in Russia. So if you have a question that you want Regina to ask, put it in the comments or write on our Telegram channel, and we'll try to include it in the little 30-minute interview. So see y'all next week. Thank you. Goodbye.